Unitas. This is Frank Lieber, Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. And the second half, not that far away. Those are the Swashbucklers. That's the Tampa Bay drill team, and they and the Tampa Bay band, the Buccaneers band, made the trip all the way to Philadelphia. Kind of a surprise for their football team. I've never heard of that in pro football. A band that would travel this far to go to a game, huh?
No, very seldom have I ever heard of it, Frank. Even back in the old days, you used to get a shot of Jaworski on the sideline.
And his opposite on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the young rookie quarterback from Minot in North Dakota, and that, of course, Randy Hedberg, who's been at the throttle of Tampa Bay in the entire first half. Hedberg 3 out of 8 for 18 yards, and Jaworski in the first half of play was 7 out of 11 for 85 yards. Here are the halftime statistics, team stats. Yards passing, Buccaneers in the hole in that department.
Not too much difference, except the total yardage 158 to 46. Let's see if they don't open this game up a little bit, a little more than what they had in the first half, Frank.
Anthony Davis, one of the deep men, high kick and very short. Davis moving up on it at the 15-yard line. AD's across the 25 to the 30-yard line, creamed at the 32. Wilbert Montgomery made the stop for the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's see if the Bucs, as John says, open up that offense. You feel they got to throw a little more in first down, huh?
I think they do. They have not done it. They did not do it this first half. And, of course, Hedberg does have the arm, and you can't blame him because he's not calling the plays. Coach Nelson on the sideline is sending the plays in. I think he has to open the game up and throw the ball on first down in order to pick up some yardage and then keep a run-pass situation going for himself.
Well, we get markers all over the place prior to the snap. In fact, Hedberg has a tough time trying to pull away with that snap. Manny Sistrunk came hurtling through, but it's going to go against Tampa Bay for illegal procedure. So the Bucs wind up 5 in the hole before they even run the first play of the second half. We'll get the word here from the referee, Red Cashin.
False start, number 70, Tampa.
It's Daryl Carlton, the tackle that they got from the Dolphins. First down, 15. Buccaneers at their 27-yard line. McKay to the left side. Morris Owens is split to the right. Ricky Bell gets the call. And Bell to the 29 for a pickup of 2 yards. Ricky, 11 carries for 30 yards in the first half. Williams had 4 carries for a total of 14 yards. Lazatich making the stop.
Not much offense being shown by the Buccaneers to date. As we see, Nelson sending in another play. This is a passing situation. Let's see what he decides to go with. And again, he's going to be throwing into that 8 men back in that secondary, which makes it very tough.
Second down, Buccaneers will need 12 for the first down. We get a whistle, only one another ball, which they will get. You get an option anytime you want. Have the football changed?
Yes, you can. You can change the ball anytime you feel that there's maybe it's too wet, someone was sweating on it, or what happened to it.
Man from Minot back to throw it, standing strong in the pocket, just deflected at the last moment by Terry Totolo, number 58. It was intended for Morris Owens, number 85, at the 40-yard line.
It was a good play by Totolo. Watch Owens come down the field as he comes across the middle, right in front of Berg, and Totolo did get a hand into it. It would have been right on the money.
Third down, 12. In case you're wondering, O.J. Simpson, to compare Ricky Bell with him, O.J. in his first game ever for Buffalo carried 10 times for 35 yards. So Bell is approaching that figure right now. Hedberg on 3rd and 13 is excellent protection. Floats it out and over the head of the intended receiver that time, the tight end Bob Moore. Eric Johnson, number 49, was back there. The rookie had a shot at an interception for Philadelphia. So the Bucs are stopped again. And it's beginning to look like the problems they had last year moving the football are surfacing once again as the 1977 season begins. They scored less points than any team in the National Football League. Mitchell is back deep. He was on the right, and Larry Marshall on the left. Marshall last year the number 5 punt returner in the NFC. And Marshall will try to field this one and does at the 40, loses it. Ball is loose. Who's got it? Picked up by Tampa Bay and run out of bounds at the 10-yard line. But hold everything. It's going to be a Tampa Bay recovery. It was Dana Knapziger, number 83, who picked it up as Marshall scrambled for it, and watch him move down the sidelines after he gets it. What's called taking a...
Cecil Johnson actually hit him as he was going for the ball. And he picked it up. It's a big break for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now let's see if they can take advantage of it. There's a little discussion on the field with the officials. Bergey's down there. He's in the discussion.
Now let's hold everything. I'll tell you something. And I stopped for just a moment because I was not quite sure of the rule here. But I think I'm going to have to get the rule book out that you can recover that punt, but you can't pick it up and run it. Let's see if that's the case. Yeah, the officials. Let's see if that is the case. I think they're going to give Tampa Bay the ball where they recovered the fumble.
It's Tampa's ball, but the ball is being brought back here because it was never caught. It was recovered as a kick, so it's first down this way.
It was not a... That's right. It was a muff. It was never caught, and man never had control of the football. Therefore, it becomes Tampa Bay's ball.
So the Buccaneers will get it at the 42-yard line.
Come on, behind that line. Hey, back up.
Well, Red Cash and the referee talking to players on both sides. I think Red has forgotten to switch his mic off, so we may hear something that we shouldn't hear. Could make it interesting. Ball is at the 42-yard line of the Eagles. The recovery stands, but the run back doesn't. So another opportunity here for the Buccaneers. Pitch out to Ricky Bell, and Bell caught behind the line of scrimmage. First of all, by number 79, Manny Sistrunk, who got him by the jersey and held him until the reinforcements arrived in the person of Art Toms.
Sistrunk just beat Bell to the line of scrimmage. Came through the defensive end's position, came right down the line and caught Bell from behind.
Pickup of a yard in the play. Let's call it second down 8. Hedberg looking right, then left, then finally firing it to Ricky Bell inside the 30. And the Buccaneers have a first down at the 28-yard line as Frank LeMaster makes the stop. Morris Owens was apparently his original target, but the Eagles had him well in tow. So Hedberg, displaying a lot of cool, went to the alternate receiver.
Let's take a look at Owens over there. He was covered fairly well. He going to his alternate receiver, Ricky Bell, picking up the first down. Good play by Hedberg.
First and 10 from the 29. It's Ricky Bell. Bell found an opening, still on his feet inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Ricky Bell almost breaking loose and showing why he was such a great running back at USC. And Ricky's coming into this game, by the way, with some ankle problems. Had a bad ankle, but he's hanging in there.
It's good job running number 95 on the tackle. Let's watch it from our end zone cameras. There's a little pitch to Bell. Some good blocking by number 43, Williams out in front. Breaks the tackle right there. Good balance and good strong leg drive by Ricky Bell is the reason he gets where he is.
So Ricky well above now O.J. Simpson's figure in his first game as a pro, as Ricky has surpassed the 50-yard mark in rushing. First down at the 11-yard line. Again, it's Ricky Bell. Got a yard this time to the 10 as the Eagles weren't fooled.
That was a draw play, Frank. They used that against the Baltimore Colts last week on the same situation down around the goal line. But they scored on it with Ricky Bell making a fine run.
Tampa Bay hopes to avoid all the injury problems they had last year. They wound up with 17 players on injured reserve, which is absolutely unbelievable. Had 12 knee injuries on that ball club, and only once did they start the same offensive line 2 weeks in a row.
Ricky Bell went out here, and we got Anthony Davis now.
Second and 9. Here's Davis to the 10, to the 5. Boy, you talk about quickness. He showed a little there. Davis, you know, is a rookie now for the 3rd year in a row. Once in the World Football League, once in the Canadian League, and now in the NFL.
They must feel that Davis has better speed to the outside than what Bell does. To me, it's pretty much of a toss-up. I would guess that Bell is more of a fullback type runner, a strong leg drive, as we saw in the play previous. And that Davis is the scat back type, Frank, to the outside stuff.
Ball is at the 6-yard line, 3rd down. The Buccaneers need to reach the 1 to pick up the first down. Hedberg floats it out. It is incomplete. Batted away from the intended receiver, John McKay, in a fine defensive play. McKay, number 89. Covered well all the way. Let's look at it.
Just a quick out by McKay. You see John Outlaw right there, a little hand pushing, but he gets his hand in the football and knocks it down. Fine play by Johnny Outlaw.
4th down. Green will attempt the field goal from the 12-yard line, make it a 22-yard effort. The man who beat out George Hunt, the former Giant, and Derek Smethers, who of course came down with an injury. And it is up, and it is through. So Tampa Bay has scored its first points in the 1977 season on the 22-yard field goal by Dave Green to make it a 7-3 game.
Europe's most successful new car in history comes to America. Introducing Fiesta, now imported from Germany by Ford. Fiesta, 0 to 50 in an average of 8.8 seconds. Road gripping Michelin radial tires. The traction of front-wheel drive and excellent gasoline economy. Fiesta, Europe's most successful new car in history. Test drive one at your authorized Ford dealer now.
The Hilton Rainbow Service welcome. Look for it on your next business trip. In the nation's capital, it's minutes from Pennsylvania Avenue at the Washington Hilton. In Los Angeles, you'll find Rainbow Service near the Civic Center at the Los Angeles Hilton. While in San Francisco, it's just a cable car ride from almost anywhere. Hilton Rainbow Service. You'll find it at the heart of every Hilton, in the heart of most every city.
Let the Hilton Rainbow brighten your day.
There's the two opposing coaches, John McKay on the left and Dick Vermeil on the right. Dave Green preparing to kick off. Marshall is deep, so is Wilbert Montgomery. Marshall, the workhorse, out to the 10, 15, 20, and dropped at the 23-yard line. Jack Novak, number 80, for the Buccaneers. Good coverage that time by Tampa Bay. Eagles have put it in play at their 24-yard line, leading by a score of 7-3. The Buccaneers return home Saturday night to face Minnesota. In their second outing, Eagles will be traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Sullivan out to the 25. It doesn't get easy for the Buccaneers from here. They get Minnesota and then Dallas the next 2 weeks.
They have a tough schedule. Most things are running true to form. Philadelphia still staying on the ground. There you see the scoring drive, 7 plays, total yardage 37. Time elapsed 3:38.
Second down, 7. Eagles moving from their 27-yard line. Intended for Carmichael, tipped and almost intercepted there by Richard Wood, number 54. Wood is the only linebacker, starting linebacker, that the Buccaneers have with any experience. He was with the Jets for a couple of years. The other three are either rookies or playing in that position for the first time.
Jaworski trying to throw the quick slant into that three-man rush and 4 linebackers. You've got to really hit that hole with that ball, Frank. That time, linebacker was in there, got a hand up and popped it up in the air.
3rd down, 7. Jaworski with good protection, and is it intercepted? Yes, the Buccaneers intercept the ball at the 30-yard line as the pass was hung out there, and it was Cecil Johnson, number 56, who made the interception. Not a very good pass.
It was a great catch by Cecil Johnson. He was going after the receiver and just put his hands out. The ball dropped into it right here. Let's look at it. Good shot. The ball really should have been caught. Some good pressure coming in here on Jaworski.
That's Rudolph.
Council bops him a little bit.
He does indeed.
Just to let him know he's still around.
Wow.
Tampa has another shot at a touchdown here to go ahead in this football game.
1st and 10 for the Buccaneers at the Eagle 31. They scored a moment ago, taking advantage of the fumble of the punt by Larry Marshall and turning it into points. Looking for the halfback pass here, and the throw is going to be long and over the head of McKay, the intended receiver. We get a flag thrown. The halfback pass put up by Lewis Carter.
Well, it was a smart play by Carter, just throwing it downfield. If nobody was going to get it, it was already over the end zone. Rather than try to drill it in there, maybe come up with an interception.
Or hopefully an interference call, but they're bringing it back to the line of scrimmage, so for Tampa Bay, it's going to go the wrong way, looks like. Well, the ball is at the 31-yard line. They're indicating 2nd down and no penalty. They did drop the flag in the end zone.
Well, there was a flag down, or maybe it may have been dropped inadvertently.
Now the fans are booing. They thought that perhaps McKay interfered with their man. Here's Carter. Carter was the leading rusher last year for the Buccaneers. Relegated to backup duty this year with the advent of Ricky Bell and Anthony Davis. Bunting and Berge making the stop. Here's a 3rd quarter score for you. Dolphins over Buffalo. Greasy playing with glasses, I understand, huh?
Yes, he is. He had the eye problems with his contact lens, weren't focusing right, so they decided to try the eyeglasses, and evidently they are paying off. Detroit 7 and Chicago 14 in the 2nd period.
3rd down, 7. Our score, the Eagles 7, the Buccaneers 3. Bucks threatening at the 28-yard line of Philadelphia, and Randy Hedberg over the middle, and he completes the pass, and that's good for a 1st down. Number 81, Isaac Higgins, making the reception for Tampa Bay, but there's a marker down, and it's going to be wiped out by a holding call.
Well, those are the kind of things you just hate to see with a new expansion football team. A fine throw that time by Hedberg to Higgins, who made a good reception, good protection. And I guess they had good protection because they were holding.
That probably does make a difference. Well, we'll see who this one's against as we listen to the referee, Red Cashin.
Holding, number 86, Tampa.
Bob Moore, the tight end. That's a big break for the Philadelphia Eagles. That moves it back 10 to the 38-yard line. It's now 3rd down, 17. Packers and the Saints are in the 1st quarter. Look at Green Bay. It was New Orleans had the great preseason. And the Packers had their problems, but they've jumped 2 touchdowns in front. Ricky Bell, the only setback. His passing formation. Hedberg flushed out of the pocket. Still looking. Oh, he's in big trouble. That will be intentional grounding. Not much question about that. Intentional grounding against Randy Hedberg, who tried to dump it to avoid being tossed for what would amount to about a 20-yard loss. He was dropped for a 22-yard loss.
He's frustrated right there after throwing the ball very well the play before. Now we're coming up. He was forced out of the pocket, but I don't know that he had to get out quite as soon as he did. Now he's moving around. Look, I love Fran Tarkington. And he just throws the football away. It's 4th down anyway, so he's the loss of down and yardage. It'll bring up a punting situation for the Buccaneers.
So the Bucs will punt it away. The loss on the penalty amounted to about what Hedberg would have sustained had he been trapped. 4th down and 32. Low snap to Dave Green, but he gets it away. Marshall chasing this to the far sideline. And a great kick by Green. Out of bounds inside the 10. The officials will mark it, looks like, at the 5-yard line. So the Eagles will start with their backs to the wall here in the 3rd period, leading it by a score of 7-3.
All across our land, people know our brand. You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark Plugs by AC. We'll help you smile throughout the miles. You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark Plugs by AC. So when you want to go, we're the name to know. You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark Plugs by AC. Firing spark plugs by
Thanks,
AC.
AC. We played great as a team,
I operated the offense,
and I directed the defense.
and now we both drink light beer from Miller.
Not just because it tastes great, but also because it's got 1/3 less calories than their regular beer. It's less filling.
Hey, bartender, 2 more lights here. What's it all mean, Casey?
Simple, Sam.
If you want to keep up with the Joneses,
you better drink light beer.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Let's give you a couple other scores in the National Football League this afternoon. You talk about a surprise. We told you name it through a touchdown pass, but since then it's been all Atlanta.
Atlanta 17, Los Angeles 3. It looks like New York is up on top of Washington 10-0 in the 3rd period.
Giants got nothing but rookie quarterbacks, too. 1st down for the Eagles at their 5-yard line. They give it to Hogan. A lot of fancy footwork there, getting out across the 10 to about the 12. Mark Cotney, number 33, making the stop.
It's good running by Hogan. For you young kids watching the ball game, is a reason never to quit running. These things do happen. He bounced back away from the hole and picked up some good yardage. On that New York-Washington ball game, we had a 30-yard interception by George E. Martin to put the Giants on top 7-0, and then a 22-yard field goal. Put them 10-0 in the 3rd period.
2nd down, 2. Sullivan driving for the 1st down. And if everything is in order, he should have it at the 16-yard line. Dave Pear coming up to make the stop. Eagles leading by a score of 7-3 with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the 3rd period. Hogan averaging better than 5 yards a carry thus far. Played his college football at Tennessee Chattanooga. First down from the 16-yard line. Jaworski under pressure from Selman gets it away as he was falling down to Hogan. Out to the 13-yard line. And not a bad job of delivering that thing.
I'll tell you what, Leroy Selman, I think he's frustrated. He thought he had Jaworski back there for the 2 points. Let's look at it as the fake of a run play here, trying to hold the linebackers, but Selman just blows through. You see he has a hold of Jaworski, but he does get rid of the football, and he's put down on the ground very gingerly.
All right. They spotted at the 14-yard line. That'll set up 2nd down, 12. Needed for the Eagles. Buccaneers trying to force another turnover. You see that thing pop straight up?
That's what happens when a quarterback leaves too soon or the center goes ahead too quickly. The ball will come straight up, and Jaworski was very quick to pick it out of the air and to hand it to Hogan, or Sullivan, I believe it was, who tried to pick up some yardage.
It was Hogan. Counsel Rudolph making the stop that time for Tampa Bay. And the Buccaneers, if they can hold him here, will have the Eagles punting out of the end zone and could wind up with pretty good field position. 3rd down. 12 needed for the first down. Ron Jaworski, good protection. Trying to drill Charlie Smith. Pass interference flags all over the place. And will go against number 40, Mike Washington, the defensive back of the Buccaneers.
It was a good call by the officials standing right there. The ball was right on target, and Washington really never had a chance of knocking the ball down. He was really interfering with the receiver before the ball got to him.
Well, that's a costly situation for Tampa Bay because they would have had him backed up pretty good. Now they've got the first down out of the 31.
That deserves another look. As you see Jaworski going back. Good protection this time for Jaworski. A fine throw. You see Washington made contact prior to the ball getting there.
First down. Eagles at their 31-yard line. Sullivan cutting back to the 35, across the 40 to the 42-yard line. That's 10 yards. David Lewis, number 57, second-round draft choice for the Buccaneers from Southern Cal, made the stop. Here's an update on you on Cleveland, Cincinnati. You thought the Bengals were strong this year? I don't know. This is going to be the day of the upset, huh?
That sure is. Cleveland 13, Cincinnati 3 in the 3rd period.
I'm not believing some of these scores.
Well, that Atlanta score surprised me.
1st and 10. Eagles at their 42-yard line. 4 minutes left in the 3rd period. Philadelphia 7. Tampa Bay 3. Nice fake to Sullivan. Jaworski rolling right, throwing to Kreppley. And running right through Mr. Kreppley that time was Cedric Brown, number 34.
Unfortunate that we didn't have an interception on that play. It was a fine fake by Jaworski, coming off and then rolling back to his right. Had plenty of time. There you see the throw, and watch the defensive back almost coming up with the interception.
Jaworski unofficially is 8 out of 15 for 83 yards. He's had a couple picked off. Sullivan, the leading rusher, with 34 yards and 14 carries, and Hogan has 31 and 7 carries. 2nd and 10. Jaworski finding Charlie Smith at the 45 of Tampa Bay, and Smith has a first down. David Lewis, number 57, on the stop for the Bucs. So the Eagles are rolling right now. This drive, which started back at their 5.
Jaworski getting fine protection now, Frank, as he has time to throw, spots his receiver, makes a completion.
One thing about Jaworski, he throws that thing awful hard.
Well, he does throw it hard. He normally gets, they need 8. He says, you get 6, I'll get the other 2. And Detroit is behind Chicago, 7. Chicago 20 in the 2nd period.
Jaworski, sideline throw to Carmichael at the 35, and Carmichael run out of bounds right at the first down marker at the 33-yard line. That should be good for another first down. Cedric Brown making the stop.
Just a look quick out to Carmichael. As you see, Carmichael picking the pass off. There's two missed tackles right there. And a little sloppy tackling, but Carmichael picks up the first down for the Eagles.
So the Eagles continue to move. They have a first down now at the Tampa Bay 33-yard line as Jaworski sets Carmichael wide to the right side. He's got Smith split to the left. And either Jaworski or the center, Guy Morris, wanted a fresh ball. Leading receiver for Jaworski has been Kreppley, who has caught 3 for 60 yards. Now let's see what's going on here. I guess we're ready to go. Everybody set. 1st and 10. Ball at the 33-yard line of Tampa Bay. Hogan to the 25 and down to the 23, and that's good for another 10. Eagles from the 23 of Tampa Bay, a little out to Carmichael. He stretched that 6'8" that time.
As I said before, it's kind of tough to overthrow a man who's 6'8".
Run out of bounds just outside the 15-yard line. Again, it was Jarris White on the pass coverage, and White, like so many defensive backs, is at a disadvantage. He is 5'11". That's a little bit of a mismatch.
I would say it would be.
Nose of the ball just outside the 15. Pickup of 7 on the play. It is 2nd down 3. Packers 21-zip over the Saints in the second quarter. That's down in the Superdome. And Hank Stram is probably chewing that program apart right now. Eagles call timeout with 2 minutes 23 seconds left to play in the third period, and Philadelphia leading by a score of 7-3.
I drive a Ford pickup because my daddy told me they're built tough. Right, Daddy?
Right, and I bought a Ford pickup because my daddy told me they were built tough. Right, Daddy?
Yep, and I drive a Ford pickup because my daddy told me they were built tough. Right, Daddy?
That's right, yeah. My daddy came to Texas in a covered wagon. I had to learn about Fords on my own. I'm a smart old bird, ain't I?
Of all Ford trucks registered over the last 12 years, 93 out of 100 are still on the job.
If you've ever wondered how something so big got off the ground, part of the answer is light, strong aluminum. Aluminum's high strength and light weight made modern aviation possible. Aluminum is important to most forms of transportation because taking the weight off planes and trucks, and now cars, saves fuel. Aluminum in transportation can be an energy saver today.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Frank Lieber with John Unitas, Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The NFL opener between the Buccaneers and the Eagles. And right now, Philadelphia on the move with a 2nd down 3 as they come up to the line of scrimmage at the 15-yard line of Tampa Bay. Jaworski, 11 out of 18 for 115 yards. Sullivan dipping inside and then back out to about the 13-yard line. Pickup of 2 in the play. Dave Pear, number 76. Richard Wood, number 54, making the stop. Pear was with the Colts for a while, wasn't he?
He was, and he enjoyed playing last week's football game because he was all over the field making all types of tackles. Right now, the Philadelphia Eagle offensive line is moving that defensive line off the football. Jaworski mixing his play calling very, very well at this time. Or should I say, Coach Vermeil mixing the play calling very well.
3rd down and a yard needed for the 1st down. They go with Sullivan, and Sullivan has the 1st down at the 10-yard line. Dewey Selman, number 61, makes the stop. Leroy and Dewey, the only brothers starting in the same defensive squad in the NFL. They've got a few more coming up from Oklahoma, by the way. They just keep grinding them out.
Well, they have the Hanna brothers as well. One on this football team here, another one with the New England team, and we have another one in Alabama ready to come out and play here again.
1st down, goal to go from the 10-yard line. Jaworski looking right, tried to go back left, and then was pinned. Council Rudolph, number 78, the first to arrive on the scene, with an assist from Johnson, number 56. Big play for the Bucs.
Let's watch the rush by Council Rudolph here as Jaworski looks once, and that's the only time he has, as Cecil Johnson, 56, and Rudolph both in there on the tackle. Good pass rush.
Loss on the play back to the 17-yard line. 2nd and goal to go from that point. Hogan has now picked up 42 yards on the ground and 8 carries. Sullivan is 39 and 16. Jaworski, protection is good this time. That's a touchdown to Keith Krepley, number 84, the tight end. Shoestring catch by Krepley, as Jaworski got excellent pass protection and just drilled him over the middle.
Let's look at the protection and the throw. Krepley making a fine reception in the end zone of a Jaworski pass. Not much pass rush by the Buccaneers. There's the throw, a fine throw and a fine catch by Krifley. Take a look at it from another angle. Jaworski afforded excellent protection, an excellent catch by Krifley.
Washington, number 40, tried to dive in front of him, but couldn't get a piece of the ball. Horst Muehlman with the extra point try hit the post and came back. No good. He missed one all of last year. So with 29 seconds left to play in the third period, the Eagles lead it 13-3.
I'm gonna keep on doing that till I get it right. Yeah, I work hard and I play hard, and I use new STP gas treatment. You just pump it in your tank and it goes to work cleaning your carburetor. I take good care of my wheels on account of I'm cheap. I bet you are too. Try it.
Here's a few tips on how to get out of an airport fast. 1, join the #1 club and reserve a car with Hertz. 2, have your license and credit card ready, because Hertz will be ready for you. Just sign and go. 3, need directions? Ask Hertz. They know the shortest routes. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster.
Go, Juice! Go!
Rent a Ford from Hertz.
A superstar in rent-a-car.
Right.
Muehlman ready to kick off. I don't know if he got a bad hold or what on that extra point try, but he never really got into it. Anthony Davis deep at the 3. AD out to the 15, 20, 25. A very distinctive running style. He's down at the 28. Davis, I understand, had a little talk with Coach McKay here about a week ago. Thought perhaps he ought to be playing a little bit more, as some people do who sit on the bench. But I think they got that all ironed out.
They ironed that out last week. I was down in Tampa with the Baltimore Colt ball game, and Anthony was walking out of the office at that time. He was kind of a little upset, I guess is the right phraseology, that he wasn't playing more, and he went in to discuss it with the head coach, but they ironed it out, Frank.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Hedberg back to throw it under pressure. Really pressured that time by Charlie Johnson. And Hedberg is down. That's all they need, is to lose another quarterback. Hedberg thus far has hit 4 out of 14 for a total of 30 yards. Their backup now is Jeb Blunt.
There's a look at it. Just watch the pressure that's put on right there. It was a screen, supposed to be a screen pass out there, but never developed, as Hedberg was knocked down, and he's...
Take a look at it from the end zone here. Looked like maybe he just hit hard and got winded, huh?
Well, it doesn't look like his head hit the ground there. I don't whether he may have knocked himself a little silly or not, but he's down on the floor of the stadium at this point.
Their backup, as we said, is Jeb Blunt. He's coming on the field right now, 6'3", 200, and a rookie out of Tulsa. Jeb spent a little time with the Raiders, never played much, but you know, with the connection that the Raiders and the Buccaneers have with Ron Wolf being the former Raider, they've got a pretty good pipeline back and forth, just like McKay does with Southern Cal. They've got as many former Southern Cal players, 7, as they do former Oakland Raider players, total of 7.
Hedberg walked off under his own power, so he should be back in the ball game.
2nd and 10 following the incompleted forward pass. Here's Blunt. Swings it out to Williams, and Williams carries to the 33-yard line. Williams started 10 games last season, and that is tops among the Buccaneer running backs. And there is the gun. That is the end of the third quarter with the score, the Eagles 13 and the Bucs 3. We now pause for a word from your local station.
When a mysterious sneak thief strikes, the Fitzpatricks rally to the challenge. Don't miss this new drama series, Tuesday night on CBS.
Well, the Bears continue to pour it on the Detroit Lions. Got an update of that game for you. And the Bears are now in front 27-7. Our score, Philadelphia. 13, Tampa Bay 3, and Randy Hedberg has come back into the game at quarterback, so it was just a momentary thing, whatever it was. 3rd down, 6. Tampa Bay from their 33, and Hedberg completes the pass and looks like it's going to be a little bit short of the 1st down. Lewis Carter pulling that one down. Let's see where they mark it. I don't think it's quite going to be enough. I imagine he'll have a word for Mr. Carter when he gets to the bench about stretching out that pattern another yard or so.
Well, that's one thing you have to know as a back coming out of the backfield, how much yardage you need to get as a pass receiver, and always make sure you get at least 1 or 2 more than you want.
So 4th down and a yard needed for the 1st down. David Green to do the punting. Nice kick again. Marshall fading back inside his 10. Fields it at the 8, out to the 15, the 20. Looking for a hole, gets across the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And the Eagles will put it in play from there. Dana Nafziger making the tackle. He's had a pretty good afternoon on the specialty teams for Tampa Bay. Buccaneers having their problems. They were last in offense last year in the league, scored only 125 points, averaging 9 points per game.
Now the Buccaneers have a chance this year to set a record. The longest
Number 83.
losing streak in NFL history.
Offense down the field too soon. Declined. 1st down.
So the Eagles feel they got a pretty good run back from Marshall to offset the fact that that Nafziger was down there a little bit sooner than he should have been.
Frank, we mentioned that the Buccaneers had a chance to set a record, not a very good one, though. The Oakland Raiders in 61-62 lost 19 consecutive games. And before that, the Chicago Cardinals of 42-45 lost 29 in a row. It's nothing happily you'd like to look at. But still the same exists that they have a possibility of setting that type of record this year.
Timeout on the field. We'll be back in a moment.
Sears is as big as Texas, and it has everything you need.
We're at a Sears store to find out why Sears is where America shops.
Well, I work for an airline and travel all over the country. So I find that I like to shop at Sears because I can always use my credit card there.
The Sears catalog is a fast, easy, convenient way of shopping.
I even buy my saris sometimes in Sears at the fabric department.
Sears, where America shops.
The Ford in Your Future is coming October 7th. The new Ford Fairmont. A new wagon designed for today and the years ahead. The Fairmont wagon has very good mileage ratings, but while it is trim and lean outside, Fairmont has almost 90% of the passenger space of GM's biggest wagons and can swallow up all this cargo. Is Fairmont the Ford in Your Future? Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Find out for yourself. Fairmont, the newest, better idea from the Wagon Master.
Betty White sees red when a blind date for her ex-husband leads to a blossoming romance. Join the laughter tomorrow at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Frank Lieber with John Unitas in Philadelphia. Eagles ball 1st and 10 at their 30-yard line. They lead it 13-3. Ron Jaworski has gone all the way with the exception of one play in which Roman Gabriel came in and threw a pass completion. Hogan out to the 34-yard line. Pick up a 4 in that play. Make it 2nd down 6. Cecil Johnson again making the stop. Patriots have come back all the way now, taking the lead from Kansas City.
Jesse Phillips on an 11-yard run to put New England ahead 21-14.
If you're looking for highlights for Tampa Bay this afternoon, Dave Green has a 48-yard punting average. But when that's one of your highlights, you know you're in big trouble.
So far, he's been the best offensive weapon they've had.
Yes. James Betterson has come into the game replacing Hogan at a running back. Nice fake to Sullivan. Jaworski in trouble behind the line. Took one look. And in the sky fell in. Back at the 25-yard line. Maximum rush that time. put on by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And again, it was Mr. Leroy Selman, number 63, leading the charge, along with Brother Dewey. Little family reunion. I'll meet you at the quarterback.
Well, he had plenty of time to throw. It was just excellent coverage by the Buccaneers secondary there. As you saw, Selman put Jaworski down.
Third down. 12 needed for the first down for the Eagles at their 28-yard line. Carmichael to the right side, Smith to the left. Quick throw intended for Carmichael, and if you throw it to him, man, he's 6'8". Don't make him reach down. Throw it up. Make him reach up, right?
Get it up high. Shoot that ball in there. Jaworski coming off the field looked like maybe it slipped out of his hand, but again, that's that quick slant. Carmichael had it. Jaworski just did not get the football to him.
Carmichael's caught 214 over the last 4 seasons, the most of any wide receiver in the NFL in that period.
He's also led the Philadelphia team of receivers 2 years in a row, and the other person who's done that for 3 years in a row was Pete Retzlaff.
Spike Jones punts it away. Going to be Reese at the 35, across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Once again, a reminder of what's coming up this weekend for you on CBS, the Trenton 150. For you auto racing aficionados, the Indy-type cars, and folks like Mario Andretti and Tom Sneva and Al Unser and Janet Guthrie will be on end. You ever watch the Indy 500?
I'm going to try to, Frank. It's a lot of fun for me. I think the most exciting part of it is when they say, drivers, get your cars.
No, it's drivers, it's gentlemen, start your engines, John.
Something like that.
You're just taking some of the glamour out of it there. Here's Hedberg. Nice fake. Lost the ball. Let's see if it's ruled a fumble or a forward pass. I think they are ruling that he was in the motion, and it will go as an incompletion. So Tampa Bay gets a break there. Well, you've watched this guy now for a game and almost 3 quarters. What's your assessment of young Mr. Hedberg?
I think Mr. Hedberg right now has a long way to go. He's not playing as well as he did last week against the Baltimore Colts, and that was the first ball game, of course, that he's had as a starter. And right now, I believe he's going to take an awful lot of work for him the remainder of this season. But I think he'll come along because he loves to play, and will sit in that pocket. And there we see an update of Green Bay, New Orleans 24, New Orleans nothing.
Packers really jumping on the Saints. 2nd down 10 for the Buccaneers at their 45-yard line. Again, Hedberg setting back in the pocket. Good throw intended for Higgins. Tipped away as he was double covered out there. John Sanders, number 26, was back there.
He could have used about another 6 inches on that ball, Frank, and he would have had 6 points or close to it.
Sets up a 3rd down 10 for the Buccaneers at their 45-yard line with 12 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the football game. Tampa Bay continuing to show great difficulty in being able to move the ball, though they have played fairly decent defensively. The exception of that 95-yard drive. Here's Hedberg again under severe pressure, being pinned back at the 37-yard line. Yeah, that's when it gets tough to be a rookie, isn't it?
It sure is, and he's get a look at it from his position. Keeps one back in, but there's outstanding pressure from the outside. The tackles are not taking the defensive ends outside enough, and of course Hedberg is going to have to learn to step up inside that pocket where it's safe for him.
Green in to do the punting. Eagles playing return all the way. Larry Marshall at the 15-yard line. 20, 25, 30. Flag down as he gets to the 35. Believe that will be a clip against Philadelphia. Got a Buccaneer who's getting up a little bit slowly. Oh, he's going to be all right. for Cedric Brown. He will remain in the game. 47 yards on that kick by Green, so he's staying right in that 47, 48-yard area, average-wise. We'll get the word here as soon as Red Cashin puts the ball down as to who the infraction was against. It occurred at the 18-yard line. You walk off the yardage half the distance. We'll move it down to the 9. There it is.
Illegal use of the hands, number 59.
Well, holding instead of clipping. Number 59 is Tom Ehlers. There's John McKay in the orange shirt. Bill Nelson, quarterback coach, talking things over on the sidelines. Timeout here, 11:40 left to play in the game.
You're coming in loud and clear. Must be a realistic CB radio.
10-4, good buddies, my new 40-channel realistic. Radio Shack's got it on sale right now for only $79. I saved $60. Best deal I've made all year.
That realistic sure is a good brand.
10-4 on that, you can depend on realistic. They've been making them for 16 years.
The sale price 40-channel CB by Realistic. Only at Radio Shack. The Tandy Company.
Announcing a unique new motor oil from Exxon Research that can actually save money. New Golden Natural Uniflow. Uniflow was tested in cars like yours. After break-in, it delivered an overall average of 16 extra miles per tank full. Savings like that could cut your gasoline bill the equivalent of about 3 cents a gallon. New Uniflow motor oil is Exxon's best engine protection ever. It conserves gasoline, saves money.
Eagles 1st and 10 from their 9-yard line, and Philadelphia has substituted a new set of running backs. James Betterson, number 34, and Herb Lusk, number 32, are in there now. Back of Jaworski. Here's Lusk, bouncing off a tackle at the line of scrimmage, getting a yard to the 10. It's a young man who gained 254 yards last year, but he had 222 after 6 weeks. And over the last 8, he gained just 32 yards. There's the Tampa Rooters. Come a long way, trying to inspire their team. Drill team as well as the band. Second down, 9. Lusk taking the handoff again, this time to the 12 before Dave Fair.
Got a flag on that play. That's down in the difficult position that Jaworski, I'm sure, doesn't want to put the ball in the air.
Holding against the Eagles. Be half the distance to the goal in this case, if they elect to take the penalty. Otherwise, it'd be about a 3rd and 7.
Holding, number 64, Philadelphia, declined.
The holding call going against Ed George, the Eagle tackle. So they'll take the down instead. That'll set up 3rd down. And 7 needed for the 1st down. Jaworski going long for Charlie Smith, almost intercepted by number 45, Jarris White.
That was a change-up for Jaworski. I would have thought he would be going for the possession-type pass rather than the long pass. He just threw that ball up in the air and almost came up with the interception.
Now the Buccaneers have a chance to gain some pretty good field position here because Philadelphia's Spike Jones will be punting from out of the end zone.
See if they can't get a good rush on Spike Jones here. Possibly go for the block.
Reese and Higgins are the deep men. Tampa with 9 men on the line of scrimmage, but they look pretty much like they're playing return all the way. Nice high kick. Reese waiting for this one at his 47 to the 50 and into Philadelphia territory to the 47-yard line of the Eagles. And that's where the Bucs will put it in play. Well, a lot of upsets today in the NFL. What will happen next week? Well, it's hard to say, but we can tell you where we'll be telecasting games from. This is the CBS NFL regional lineup for next Sunday afternoon. Depending on what part of the country you happen to be, you'll be looking in at one of these games. Chicago at St. Louis certainly should be one of the headliners. Bears doing a number on the Lions today. Giants will be in Dallas. And Giants, of course, are upsetting Washington right now. And Philadelphia at Los Angeles. First and 10 for the Buccaneers. Hedberg got rid of it quickly that time to Ricky Bell to the 45, 44-yard line. Again, a marker. John Outlaw coming up to make the stop. Well, you can see really flashes of greatness there with Ricky Bell every once in a while. One of those moves he puts on. The penalty is against the Bucs. And it will cost them 10.
Johnny Outlaw coming off the field seems to have hurt his ankle or his knee. Doesn't look like it's too serious, however. And both teams being in are playing for quite a while. Tampa's getting a little tired, making some silly errors out on the field. Reason for all the flags.
10 minutes, 28 seconds left to play in the game. It is first down 20. Buccaneers from their 43 following the penalty. Randy Hedberg better get rid of it. He does. Just in time. Lewis Carter run out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Big rush that time by number 79 of the Philadelphia Eagles, Manny Sistrunk, who had his paw in Hedberg's face and forced him to deliver it a little bit early. Berge making the tackle. It's Bill Nelson conferring with John McKay. Now, if John could recruit like he did at USC, you wouldn't have any problems, right? Unfortunately, you can't go out and get anybody you want here.
No, that's one thing. It's rather difficult to do. You just don't get the people that you want to. You have to take your turns in that draft.
Second down, 23. There was a loss of 3 yards on that play. Ball is back at the 39-yard line. Now the Buccaneers are going backwards in this series. Hedberg dropped for another loss at the 33. Randy Logan, number 41. Good pressure in this rookie now, shooting in defensive backs and everything else.
They're throwing everything at him. They had good pressure on him, making him run with the football, moving him up inside. He's going to have to draw a screen, set up regular screens to get a little bit more protection.
All right, John, what do you call in 3rd and 29?
3rd and 29, so I don't know, but I don't want it.
Hedberg's got number 81, Isaac Higgins, out to the left side. He's got Owens off to the right. He's going to try to get it. Going down long, throwing a rainbow out there for Owens. I would say that would have to be just a little bit of luck on the part of the Eagle defensive back.
Owens had his man beat down there, and the ball was just underthrown slightly. Had it been out there about another foot or so, I think we would have had a completion and at least a first down.
I don't think the defensive back, Edwards, was even looking at the ball here. He just got there just luckily at the right time.
He sure did. It was a fine play by him, but he almost had a real good completion. And that's 2 now that we've had almost connecting on for the Buccaneers. And so far, Mr. Green has been the best weapon they've had. Let's see what he can do with it this time.
$61,549 in attendance here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. That's just about capacity. There's a few vacant seats in the far upper reaches here, but not many. Green, who has averaged 48 yards per punt. Low snap. Eagles again playing return all the way, and Marshall, who's had a busy afternoon, flags this one down at the 27, 35, 40, and up to the 43-yard line. Pretty good run back. This young man was drafted, a very low-round draft choice originally by Kansas City, found his way to Philadelphia, and he's been one of the best kick returners in the NFL. We'll be back in just a moment.
Ten years ago, no one knew me. I was part of the famous no-name defense. Then we built our reputation by being fast. Now, I don't want to lose that. I drink light beer from Miller because it doesn't fill me up, has a third less calories than a regular beer, and it tastes great. Now, everyone knows me.
Hey, I know you. You're,
Nick Bonacani.
No, that's not it. Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Want to cut your fuel bills? Whether your house is new or old, put insulation everywhere. It can save you money. Your attic. You need a 6 to 12-inch blanket of pink Owens Corning fiberglass. Walls, full insulation. Unheated crawl space, insulate below the floor. Live where it's cold, insulate basement walls. See your Owens Corning fiberglass supplier to learn all about insulation. Insulation is cheaper than oil.
Redskins, who trailed at one point 10-0 in that game, have now moved out ahead of the New York Giants up at Giant Stadium 14-10.
14-10. Riggins on a 3-yard pass from Kilmer to put the Washingtons ahead. 14, Giants 10.
Here's Jaworski looking right, then deciding to go left. The big Harold Carmichael at the 45-yard line. When all is said and done, he'll wind up gaining maybe about 3 yards or so on that particular play. Mike Washington shoving him out of bounds. There's the Eagle bench. There's the signals being sent in. Everybody's going to the hand signal business, like, huh? Yeah, it seems to me you get somebody sharp that can steal signals, and there are clubs, I bet, that do that. They'll figure out your pattern and they'll steal your signals, just like they do in baseball.
Well, it's a possibility to do that. Of course, the quarterback always has the last shot at the line of scrimmage to change it.
2nd down, 6. Eagles from their 48, trying to get outside, is Hogan. He carries to the 49-yard line, picked up a yard in the play, and again it was Washington who made the stop. Hogan, who led the Eagles in rushing last year despite missing several games. It's John McKay. Said the Eagles have real problems not having a draft. They didn't have a pick this year until the 5th round, and next year they're minus their 1st and 2nd as part of the Bill Berge deal. They're still paying Cincinnati for that. Berge cost him 2 number 1s and a number 2. 3rd down, 5. Eagles at their 48. Jaworski dialing Carmichael's number, and Washington has him well covered. Mr. Carmichael said, "How about it, ref?"
No, he turned open. Jaworski didn't get to him quickly enough, and the coverage was there. That deserves a look from our end zone cameras. You see Jaworski hesitate to the throw to Carmichael, but the linebacker and the defensive back right in there knocked the ball clean. Never hurts to ask, though.
No, it never does. Spike Jones to do the punting. Reese is deep along with Higgins. Putting it rush this time by Tampa, angling for the near sidelines, takes an Eagle bounce inside the 15 and going to go out at about the 12-yard line. So Tampa Bay will put it in play. It's a lot different Tampa Bay team actually than the fans saw last year. They just don't have many people left at all. They have 1 offensive starter back from last season, and they have 5 defensive starters. That's quite a turnover.
An expansive team. The people leave out of the camps just like a streetcar, Frank. They come and go all the time. Just keep trying to find the right man for the right position. And they play the numbers games down there. The more people they have, the more people they get a chance to look at and finally decide on the 43 for the season.
Ball is at the 13-yard line. Randy Hedberg, sideline throw, gets it out to Owens at the 15, up to about the 18-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down, 5. 8 minutes, 25 seconds left. It's the tight end, Moore, getting the next play from Bill Nelson. Then alternating Moore and Novak at tight ends most of the afternoon, sending in the plays that route instead of going the signal routine, which the Buccaneers have used to some extent in the past. Second down, 5. Bucks from their 18. Hedberg again with the sideline throw. This time to John McCain. It's good for the first down at the 26-yard line.
Well, he's starting to throw the football now. Of course, they're just the quick outs, but that's what's there. If it's there, you take it and take it until they stop it, and then you have to go to something else. But now he's been able to pick up a first down on 2 straight passes. And let's see what Coach Nelson comes up with this next time.
He's got Novak coming in and Hagens. 1st and 10. Buccaneers at their 26-yard line. They trail 13-3. 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Hedberg is 8 out of 21 for 45 yards. Looks left, looks right, and goes long. He's got Owens if he can reach him, but he's out of bounds with the throw. Owens had his man by 2 or 3 steps. He had Randy Logan beat, really streaking down that far sideline, but the ball was thrown out of bounds. Got a penalty, though. It's going to be holding against Tampa.
Well, they've been guilty of that at least twice today that I know of, and both times on long passes, which takes just a little longer to throw the football than normal ones do. He had him open, just threw the ball out of bounds.
Ricky Bell unofficially has rushed for 53 yards and 15 carries. Not a bad outing for his first game.
Hedberg 8 for 22 for 45 yards. Not a good day for the young quarterback.
Holding against the Bucks. Ball will now be placed at the 16-yard line. It'll be first down and 20. Anthony Davis in the lineup. Hedberg drops it off. Short yardage picked up by Ed Williams, who made a nice grab reaching up for that thing.
That ball not thrown particularly well. It was set up as a screen pass. The ball was high, and which actually let the Philadelphia Eagles get over and cut the screen down.
Well, somebody's streak is bound to end this afternoon, and right now it looks like Philadelphia's 9-game opening day losing streak will end. Eagles have never won an opening game here at Veterans Stadium. They were playing back at Franklin Field last time they won an opener. Second down, 15. Hedberg got a completion that time. Nice leap by Morris Owens, and that should be very close for a first down at the 37-yard line. Most of you with us, be sure and stay on the line, because right after this game, you'll see what many people say is the game of the week in the National Football League, and I would think so. The Dallas Cowboys, Tony Dorsett and all, take it on the Minnesota Vikings, the NFC champions and Super Bowl representatives. It's a good catch here by Owens.
Well, let's look at one of the bright spots so far for Hedberg as he rifles the ball in there. Hedberg does make a good throw, but Owens makes a even more spectacular catch, and it is the first down situation for the Buccaneers.
Officials mark it at the 37-yard line. Clock working against Tampa Bay now with 6.5 minutes remaining. Hedberg under a big rush. Flushed out of the pocket, gonna run it, heading for that sideline, and he gets there just in time. Outlaw was cutting across, trying to head him off at the pass, so to speak.
They like nothing better than to catch a quarterback with that clothesline every now and then. That'll change their mind about running very quickly.
He took it out to the 40-yard line, picked up 3 on the play. It'll be second down 7. What do you like in that Cowboy-Viking game?
I like the Cowboys.
You saw them against Pittsburgh.
I saw them against Pittsburgh. They look real strong. They look strong defensively. And Staubach's coming back.
Anthony Davis out to the 47-yard line. It'll be close for another first down for Tampa Bay. You know, the last time Minnesota lost a home game was against the Cowboys in that playoff game where Staubach hit Pearson on that miraculous pass several seasons ago.
Right, I was there with that one, and he just put the ball up there and made a fantastic catch, and then just kind of trotted into the end zone.
Third down. Buccaneers need about a yard for the first down. There's the book on Randy Hedberg. Anthony Davis trying to pick up the necessary yardage. And I believe he's got it. Ball just short of the 50-yard line. Randy Logan making the stop.
Nothing fancy on that play, Frank. Just a straight-ahead power off the right tackle with putting everyone in front of him and trying to get the crack in the defensive line and go for the first down.
I believe at this rate, the Eagles would almost be content to let Tampa move down the field because the way they're going is going to take them another 5 minutes to score. Got our first final of the afternoon for you. Miami shut out the Buffalo Bills and O.J. Simpson, 13-zip. Our score, 13-3. Eagles leading. Hedberg under pressure from that 3-4, trying to deliver the football to Ed Williams across the middle. And he was being pursued by Bill Berge, number 66.
Had him coming across the field. Looked like he was wide open. Whether the ball was too far in front of Williams is one thing. Well, it looked like it just bounced right through his arms.
Tampa Bay.
Make sure of those type of throws.
That's right. Tampa Bay's next start, keep in mind, against Minnesota Saturday night. It'll be their home opener. And the Eagles in Los Angeles against the Rams next Sunday. Hedberg pinned back at the 39-yard line. So that 3-4, the Eagles applying a lot of pressure. And here is a final score. The Redskins have rallied from a 10-0 deficit and have beaten the Giants 17-10. It was Lem Burnham that time, number 67, who penetrated.
Mark Mosley hit a 51-yard field goal in that ball game for the Washington Redskins.
That's the third time that Hedberg has been sacked, according to artificial stats, for 39 yards, but he's been harassed into throwing the thing early many times. Good throw that time, but Outlaw is over there. It was intended for number 87, Larry Mucker, a rookie from Arizona State, but there had to be a busted pattern in there somewhere because he was going in the other direction.
Outlaw had the pass all to himself. All he had to do was hold on to it. We have an injured player down on the field.
Let's see if that's Hedberg again. He's taking some pretty good licks this afternoon. I loved his line when he got to Tampa Bay. He said, they've got something here we don't have in North Dakota. He said, trees, people, and sunshine. We'll be back in just a moment.
Europe's most successful new car in history comes to America. Introducing Fiesta, now imported from Germany by Ford. Fiesta. It has power that took it from 0 to 50 in an average of 8.8 seconds. Front disc brakes that brought it from 50 to 0 in an average of 3.3 seconds. And excellent gasoline economy. Fiesta, Europe's most successful new car in history. Test drive one at your authorized Ford dealer.
Cicely Tyson for Color Track by RCA.
My rose is red, my skin is dark brown, and my dress is bright orange. If these colors don't look right to you, you should know about Color Track from RCA. Getting the color right is what Color Track is all about. It actually adjusts the colors and locks them on track.
Before you see the Color Track system grabs it, aligns it, defines it, sharpens it, tones it, and locks the color on track.
RCA is making television better and better.
Got a correction on the score for you. We gave you that Washington-New York game as a final. We've got information now that there's still a couple of minutes left in that game. Redskins do lead the Giants 17-10, but there's still 2 minutes left to play in that game. Fourth down, Hedberg walked off the field under his own power, and Dave Green is in there to punt. Martin Mitchell is deep, so is Marshall. And again, it's to Marshall's side. Great kick. Drove him all the way back to the 8, out to the 15, to the 20-yard line. Hey, Green has been putting up some moonshots.
Fine kick, a fine hang time on that one.
Randy Johnson of the Bucs made the stop. 4 minutes, 9 seconds left to play. 53 yards on that punt by Green. He's going to come out of this averaging close to 50 yards a punt.
I'm sure he hopes that he doesn't have to do it all year, Frank.
Well, you might say the Bucs are 3 points ahead of last year. They were shut out, as we said, their first 2 games last year. In fact, they were shut out a total of 5 times. They got 3 on the scoreboard this afternoon. Sullivan. That was Dewey Selman that caught him at the line of scrimmage. The Giants have just come back and tied the Redskins in the final 2 minutes. So it's tied now with less than 2 minutes to play. And chances are we'll have a final on that before our game is over. That's quite a battle up at Giants Stadium. New York's another team going with rookie quarterbacks, but not really because of injuries. They just haven't been able to find anybody they really like. Got rid of Craig Morton, traded for Steve Ramsey. Didn't like him, and they released him a couple of weeks ago. They were supposed to start Jerry Goldstein today, who was with them last year, but was injured most of the year.
I saw him one time in preseason against Pittsburgh, and he looked very, very good, Frank, but it's probably the first time he's played so far this year.
The Eagles call time to get something straightened out, and Jaworski, shaking his head, comes over for a talk with head coach Dick Vermeil. 3:24 left to play in the game, and we'll be back in Philadelphia in 1 minute.
I got enough to worry about. My hairline, my waistline. When it comes to my money, our money.
We let someone else help us do the worrying.
Our IDS representative. He worries about planning for our future. And that means not just life insurance, but investments and savings, too.
IDS, not just insurance, not just investments, but a financial plan designed especially for you. When it comes to your money, let us help you do the worrying. IDS, we help people manage money.
At Allegheny Ludlam Industries, we make and use special metals in a lot of ways nobody else does. Like time memory elements for digital clock radios. We make the stainless steel for high-speed trains. At Allegheny Ludlam Industries, we create a lot of different things you live with every day. All the way from this true temper tennis racket frame to the super alloys used in this 747.
Eagles with the football, 2nd down 9. They have it at their 21-yard line with 3:24 left to play in the game, and they're sitting on a 13-3 lead. Sullivan and Hogan are the setbacks. Tom Sullivan carrying out to the 25-yard line. Counsel Rudolph making the stop. Eagles have just one timeout left.
Some good run play by Sullivan in the line, digging his feet, trying to get as much yard as he can. You can be sure that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to try to maintain control of the football, eat up the clock, and not let the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get the football again.
3rd down, and the Eagles need 2 for the 1st down with the ball at their 28-yard line, and now Tampa's going to call time. So again, Jaworski heads over to the sidelines. 13 out of 23 for Ron Jaworski, 136 yards. He's been intercepted a couple of times, and of course Gabriel did get in for that one play and completed the only pass he threw. And Jeb Blunt, the backup quarterback to Hedberg, got in for one play and completed the only pass he threw. Although we may see Blunt in the final couple of minutes, since Hedberg was shaken up just a moment or so ago.
Tampa has to stop the Eagles from getting that 1st down. Otherwise, I think they probably will not get the football again. The Eagles will continue to keep it on the ground. Of course, the Buccaneers are going to have to use some of the timeouts in order to try to save some time for the offense to get back in. And they're down 13-3 with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in the football game.
That's been a big disappointment, I'm sure, so far for Tampa Bay. I think coming off that Baltimore win, they felt they had an excellent chance to win this football game.
Well, they were very high for that ball game last week, and I know that was a good shot in the arm for the Bucs to beat Baltimore. After all, Baltimore was the highest scoring team in their division last year. Burt Jones, one of the best young quarterbacks in the game today, did not have a good night. both teams played well defensively, and the Buccaneers came out on top.
But keep in mind, that was preseason, and this is for keeps, and it's a whole new ball game. Once the bell rings on opening day. Third down, 3 needed for the first down. Jaworski going to try to throw for the first down, and does to Charlie Smith at the 39-yard line. So that keeps the drive going. Jarris White bumps him out of bounds.
That's a fine throw by Jaworski. It's a long throw, a fine catch. The defensive back was just playing too far off of his man, and it's a matter of pitch and catch when you get him that way.
Clock continues to roll as the officials say that the White tackled Smith. He never really went out of bounds. Vince Papale, number 83, is into the wide receiver, giving Smith a spell. Carmichael split to the left, 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. This play will run it down to the 2-minute warning as Sullivan cuts back inside to the 45, a pickup of close to 5 on the play. And we get the 2-minute warning to both benches. Leroy Selman making the stop for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Our score, Philadelphia 13, Tampa Bay 3 exactly. 2 minutes left to play.
America the beautiful, she's big and she's free. There's no place like her on this earth, and there'll probably never be. She's been a long time growing, and she's moving right along. Got to keep that beat going, like the rhythm of a song.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
We got to save the houses that speak of yesterday. We got to work the land, my friend, in a new and better way. The people at Alcoa are working every day. We will find the answers as aluminum shows the way.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Two minutes left to play in the ball game, and time for us to tell you that our production today was under the supervision of Mr. Bob Rowe, directed by Jim Silman, and some of the other fine folks helping us bring you this Tampa Bay Philadelphia telecast on opening day 1977 of the NFL season. Eagles have a second down. 4 needed for the first down. Ball is at their 45. Looking over the shoulder there for a moment at Dewey Selman. Philadelphia just keeping it on the ground. Hand it off to Sullivan. Tell Jaworski's pumped up a little bit right now. He smells that victory. He's kind of a cheerleader type anyway.
He is. He wants to make sure everyone is, the ball's not fumbled. Everybody's going to get up, take their time getting up. He wants to run the clock out, and it's still going, 1:40 left. Tampa has not called a timeout. I guess they more or less resigned themselves that they're going to chalk up another loss.
Well, in defense of the Bucs, you have to say an expansion team coming in with losing 2 veteran quarterbacks, and Barilla and Huff, and now having to rely on a rookie who really didn't expect to play as recent as 2 weeks ago. You'd have to say the odds are stacked against him, despite what they did against Baltimore last week. Quarterback sneak that time. And the officials stopped the clock with 1 minute and 13 seconds left to play.
Gary Huff is practicing this week, Frank. He's one of the number 2 quarterback. He hurt his leg, a ligament, I believe, and that he's could be ready to come back and start playing in the next 2 weeks.
I understand they got a brace. Dr. Nicholas up in New York, who did the Namath brace and the Bartkowski brace, did one for him. How about that? Giants kicked a field goal in the last minute or so and beat the Redskins.
3 seconds left. They kicked a field goal in New York 20, the Redskins 17. Big win for the New York Giants.
Oh, I would say so. Simple little handoff to Hogan to the 49-yard line. You got to wonder, I wonder about the Redskins this year. If this is the year that they get old all of a sudden. And, of course, one game doesn't make a season, but it's got to hurt you. When you lose an opener to a team like New York, which is not figured to go anywhere.
I've often wondered what would happen if George Allen decided to leave or was fired, what coach would want to take that job with not having any draft choices maybe to about 1988?
That's true, too. So, clock stopped by Tampa Bay with 33 seconds to go. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Eagles at the 48-yard line of the Buccaneers.
At Allegheny Ludlam Industries, we're in a very special business because we make and use special metals in a lot of different ways nobody else does. Like that Jacobson mower back there. It's made by one of our companies. And we make an electronic component for digital watches, too. We create a lot of different things you live with every day, all the way from this True Temper golf shaft to the stainless steel skin for this.
Five on the 50-yard line!
Hey, Charlie, it was cold last night. You put in a Prestone antifreeze?
Prestone. Who needs Prestone?
Prestone? You need Prestone.
If your antifreeze is worn out or you don't have enough, you could be in trouble. So put in a fresh fill of Prestone, too, to prevent corrosion and freeze-ups.
Prestone. We need Prestone.
Prestone. You need Prestone.
Frank Lieber along with John Unitas at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia as the Philadelphia Eagles about to wrap up their first victory of 1977. Jaworski simply falling down with the football to protect it.
I'd have to get him an acting job to do that well.
And again, Tampa Bay calls time, this time to stop it with 26 seconds to go. I've lost track of the Buccaneer timeouts. I think they may have one left. Of course, they couldn't have any more than that. It's maximum. Because they've used 2 here in the last couple of plays. Well, it's been a long time since Philadelphia has tasted victory on opening day. They've lost 9 in a row, dating back to 1967. So it'll be a big win for the Eagles as they prepare to head to Los Angeles next week. And a tough encounter with the Rams, who last we heard were being upset by Atlanta. And you know they're going to be mean if that is the case. Don't forget Dallas, Minnesota coming up on most of these stations. Cowboys and the Vikings from Bloomington. Matchup of 2 Super Bowl contenders. Get a chance to watch Ricky Bell in this one. You'll get a chance to watch Tony Dorsett in the next one, although he's not scheduled to start for Dallas. Well, I think that'll do it. That will do it. No more timeouts left for the Bucs in the final 15 seconds. Rolling away, and Tampa Bay is saddled with its 15th consecutive NFL regular season loss. And the Philadelphia fans of 61,000 will go away happy for the first time on opening day in 9 years. Final score, the Philadelphia Eagles 13, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 3. So for Johnny Unitas, this is Frank Lieber saying so long from the Veterans Memorial Stadium in Philadelphia. Stay tuned as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.
A woman doctor is assaulted by her patient, but she won't call in the police. That's what baffles Rafferty. Patrick McGowan stars tomorrow at 10, 9 Central and Mountain on CBS.